In the last video, I rebuilt the right side of this rock structure. However, after looking at the tank for a week or two, I'm still not happy with this side of the tank. I have the big milk of stylo here, the staghorns, and then corals behind it that you kind of have to peek through the branches to see. I was thinking of resetting the milk of stylo, but even though it's a simple, inexpensive coral that's been around forever, it's not super exciting, it's still an awesome coral and the colony shape is just awesome. So I don't want to reset it. Instead, I was thinking of redoing this side of the rock structure. Should be quick and easy. I have this shelf in the back that's just held on by zip ties. For whatever reason, it's loose. I'm thinking of snipping that, putting it down here, and then moving this stuff towards the back. So hopefully when this is all done, I don't have to move crap around anymore. I feel like I've been tinkering with the setup of this tank ever since I set it up in May. So yeah, this one's gonna be quick and easy. I don't have to move or damage any corals off the rock. I'm just moving whole rocks. My plan of action is to cut the cable on this shelf rock, remove it from the tank, slide all this back, and then I'm gonna take this rock, this little donut rock down here that's holding that up, and I'm gonna lay it flat, put this on top of that, about right here, and then we'll see how that looks. The one thing I don't wanna do is trim these stags too much because I really like them in the tank. Again, green slimer, blue slimer, nothing to write home about. To me, they're one of my favorites. That looks nice. I'm gonna scrape the glass right here off camera, just because I like my bottom to look nice and clean. So looking from the front, still looks really busy, and I think it's because this is too high. This frog skin acro is so large. I think I need to drop it down a little bit. So I'm gonna remove the donut and see how it looks on the bottom, and then I can use some feet to kind of jack it up just a little bit. So good news and bad news. Good news is when I moved the stag rock back, I'm actually really happy with it being there. I think my tank was too small to have my dream of having a isolated gigantic stag rock in the middle of the tank. So I think this is a good compromise. It looks really good in my eyes. Like right when I put it there, it was immediately apparent that I was in love with it. The bad news is this frog skin acro is way bigger than I thought. You know, it was kind of in the back. I knew it was big, but once I get it out in the open, it's very apparent that it takes up a lot of room. I mean, even here in this view, it doesn't look huge, but I mean, it goes back a few inches. It's thick. So yeah, it makes this immediate area here look less or more crowded. Back here looks great. I really like how this is open. I have some room up here to maybe either slide that over, or I can even place some more corals behind there. It's a cool acro. It's a basic acro. It's just green, so I don't need a gigantic colony of that. So what I'm gonna do is kind of lob it off like that. I don't know if it picks up on camera just because everything looks flat. I mean, this tank is 30 inches front to back. There's a lot of open space in between all these corals now. And just looking at the tank for a few minutes after doing this, the fish seem to enjoy swimming through everything. So I think I created a lot more cover and space and caves for the fish to go in. And I'm thinking all these damsels are gonna have to find new rocks to hide under and might have a territory shakeup, which is fine. So I think I'm gonna keep this front part and I'm gonna take off this big back part. I think this is a thick skeleton, so I'm wondering if I can channel my inner might and just lob this whole thing off without breaking anything else. Oh, the whole thing just came off. Shit. So yeah, this is way too thick. Cut it with the bone cutters. You see that? It's at least an inch plus thick. So let's try with the Dremel, see what happens. That might be enough to where I can then use this to do the rest. Yep, perfect. So that's the piece I am removing. And then now, I'm gonna keep this nicer shaped piece. So it's been 2 or 3 weeks since I moved everything around on the left side, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. But you can see the frog skin acro has been chopped and is much smaller now. Staghorns in the back are looking awesome. I'm really happy with how it is right now. Milka Stylo, I said I didn't want to reset it. It looks good right now. I mean, it's huge, but if it grows any more, it's too big. One of the branches, it kind of comes from here and it comes all the way over this whole spot. So I think if I isolate that branch, it'll look the same shape, just slightly smaller. So I might do that at some point once it grows out. I have here, this is the Vivid Confetti. And then back there's the Terra Red, which kind of browned out on me a while back, but it's starting to color up. Now one of these two I'm going to end up putting up here at some point. The only thing I have left to do is this Microplatos rock, just kind of teetering up here. I need to build a platform, a level platform to put that rock on. So it might end up coming over just a hair, which will leave an open spot here. One of these two will go up there. So here's the final full tank shot. I think this is the final aquascape that I'm gonna go with. Now I'll still probably end up shuffling some acropora here and there. As stuff grows, I might even remove things. Because I do like colony size pieces rather than a bunch of large frags. I'm still editing my LPS. I have a love for the maze brain type coral and some of the Favia. I have plenty back here. I might end up just removing all of the Fembrophilia and just keep this torch here. But that is something not for this video. I'm gonna try to get one more update to kind of fill you in on some of the little things I've been doing over the last month and into December. I probably will make 1 or 2, maybe even 3 videos on some equipment changes. I'm going to start dosing Kalkwasser at night. I also am gonna change out the light on my frag tank in Sump. I have a Radion XR15 G5 that I'm gonna swap out just because I'm getting a lot of shading on the acros. And then I also might make a video detailing how I made this tank so quiet.